Can't get no more.
All right, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order at 10:02 a.m. So we're going to do something a little different this time. We've been asked about nameplates, so I'm going to just do a little attendance roll call. Right, Tracy Harris is not here. He had another volunteer thing that he had set up. So Nick Carlisle here, John Kimmick here. You raise your hand for me? I did. Okay. Hazel Nesbitt. Here. Rob Weeder has a medical issue. I believe it was a bone fracture, so he's not present. Mike Williams.
Present and accounted for right here.
Craig Kimman.
Here.
All right. Thank you everyone for doing that for the video so people that can watch the video knows who's who. All right. Again, thanks everybody for showing up, and let's please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, anyone who would like to sign up to speak, there should be a sign-up sheet over there on the counter, and this meeting is being recorded. The October property owner meeting, I'd like to make mention of that, so everyone who watches the video online will know that it will be at 10 a.m. at the community center inside. Unless things change, we are going to check on any kind of restrictions that are still in place or may be in place between now and then. But it'll be October 3rd, 10 a.m. at the community center inside. Family pass increases. By the way, these are just announcements I'm running down through. Family pass increases. It was increased from $10 to $25 on the family pass. Absentee ballots are available at the office. If anyone can't come to the meeting, they can stop by the office. They can call in at 573-468-6505, have one mailed to you, fill it out, mail it back. Crystal Lake Lift Station was completed and has been running since it was completed. And we did hire a new property manager. His name's Scott Bacon. He's in the audience. He's been a project manager for construction companies for quite a number of years. So, and then I have something that I would like to read from Ricky Albert. Ricky Albert asked to have this read. On August 29th, an accident happened that changed our whole life. A tree limb fell the wrong way and landed on my beautiful wife, Shannon. It broke her back and damaged some more stuff, but she is definitely the strongest, most positive person that I know. This will be a very hard time getting through this, but we will. We sincerely appreciate all the love shown by the community that we love to be a part of. We have made some awesome friends and family out at Woodland. At the end of this journey that we are now on, I hope and pray that she wants and is able to come back out to the place that she loves so much. Just wanted to say thanks again. You guys all rock and have provided my wife a smile that at this much. She just wanted to say thanks again. You guys all rock and have provided my wife, it's repeating itself, at this time is pretty hard to come by. By just coming together to show how much love there is and to show how many lives she has touched in the 7 years that we have been there. Want to say thanks to Larry, the EMT, for getting to the scene and helping until ambulance got there, and the gentleman on the four-wheeler that came by to help. Big shout out to Dan and Mandy Carbon, Sheila and Bill Mitchell, Tanya and Tom Statler, Dana Bush, Katie Tyler, Tammy and Ron Jones, Rick and Amanda, for all helping to raise money to help with stuff we don't even realize that we need. shout out to FTD for helping too, and to the sweet little girl selling rocks out the parking lot to try and help those parents are doing it right. There is so much evil in this world, we forget how many awesome and caring people there are. We far outnumber the evil. Update on Shannon's condition. She woke up on day 11 and just provided to me and just proved to me why I think my wife is such, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, a badass. We are 3 days awake now, and she is off the breathing tube, breathing on her own. We are working on her to be able to cough harder and to clear her lungs. They sat her in a chair for an hour yesterday. As of now, she is paralyzed from the chest down and can't move her right arm quite yet. But we're working on that. Like I said before, it's going to be a long road, and we hope she gets all movement back, but we'll enjoy life either way. The next step is to get out of the ICU and be able to start eating. Then eventually, we hopefully will be heading to Chicago to one of the best rehab places in America, and we will put in God's hands and see what they can make work for her again. Just please always remember to live life to the fullest and try to continue to be great role models for our kids and look up to, because life can change in an instance. Love you guys, and thanks again from Ricky, Shannon, and all 6 kids. Ricky, we wish you the best, and if there's anything we can do, holler at us. It gives me chills even reading that. Moving on, quiet time violations. The board's been discussing this, and moving forward, we'd like to ask everyone, to be cognizant of your neighbors and try to follow the quiet time rules that are in SOP. It does change. I'll pull it up so I can read it on video here. But in the meantime, moving forward, there's likely to be some fines coming about with continued violations. I will pull that up so I can read that. In the meantime, can I get approval for the August 8 meeting minutes, board meeting minutes?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the August 8 executive meeting minutes?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you guys. Moving on, treasurer's report. In Mr. Whiter's absence, Darlene's gonna read a treasurer's report for you guys.
Can you hear me?
Bring it a little closer.
A little closer? How about now?
Yep.
Is that better? All right, so the only big expense that we had for the month of August was the pump station. We had to make the final payment on that. August is our end of our year. We didn't take in a lot of money for the 2020 year in August. It was only about $17,000. Money is coming in for the new year. We're at about 32% so far in just a few weeks that we started collecting it. On your financial report that you get in your packet, the first page is going to give you your bank balance. The second is what's going to be in each dedicated account, and that's going to pretty much close it out for the year of what's in those accounts. And then the rest is the profit and loss, which is the income and all the expenses that we spent for the month of August. Other than that, there's no big changes.
Okay, thank you, Darlene. Moving on to the maintenance report, Mike.
What we have going on right now, well, in the past couple of weeks, they've been grading and working on ditches on the backside of Crystal. What is coming up in the next few weeks, they're going to be doing more grading and digging of ditches around the Emerald Lake area, Canyon, and Indigo Bunting area. And also working on maintenance request forms. I know they've been a little bit slow lately with the rain and all that, but they are still working on them and hopefully come to a completion in the near future until we get the next ones, which is awesome. So that's all I have for you.
Okay, and to just touch on that a little bit, Mr. Scott Bacon is working on improving the maintenance request.
Flow, basically.
Well, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. How they are, tracked and completed. And on the Lake and Fish report, other than the completion of the Crystal Lake lift station, there's nothing to report on Lake and Fish at this time. So moving on to property owner questions and comments. I think we only had one person sign up. Desiree, is that right?
Yes.
Want to step up to the microphone, please?
Oh. I know it's gonna be all this. Okay. Hi. Hi. I'm Desiree. I'm new here. I've only been here a week. I'm living at the Reinholz's property, and I was just supposed to have a rental agreement approved by you guys.
I have it in with the checks that need to be signed, is what it is.
And then I had one more question. I wanted to put up a fence because I have dogs, and I knew that there has to be like a certain type of fence. So I was wondering if like a garden fence would be appropriate just for a space.
We'll talk about the rental agreement after the meeting's over and get back with you on that. It probably won't be a problem. And as far as the fence goes, just write a permit
Fill out a
request.
permit.
Yeah,
Fill out a
permit
permit
form.
request at the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Pretty simple.
Thank you so much.
And welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Anybody else? Go ahead.
I realized I didn't, what this little paper was for, until I sat down and shared
There,
it.
you can't
That's
talk.
okay.
Hey, we're gonna have that before you talk.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Sorry.
I know my name, but.
If you don't mind, let everybody know who you are. Russ Richards.
Russ Richards, yeah.
Yeah. As you know, my name is Russ Richards. I live right up the street here, and I've seen a increase in a lot of traffic, as you all well know. We've got a lot of traffic traveling this road between here and the stop sign. We used to have speed bumps to slow the traffic down, but over the period of years, they've taken them away. Now I got traffic coming up through there 50, 60, sometimes even more in speed. I would like to see speed bumps put back into this section up here and any other section in the development, but this is our most important and most busiest areas. Speed bumps are essential to control the speed of these four-wheelers, ATVs, and even automobiles. So I would like to tell the board and ask the board to consider it about, putting the speed bumps out there to control this traffic. And that's all I have to say.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Russ.
you.
Just to talk about that a little bit, we have discussed it amongst ourselves a couple different times, and one main concern is slowing down EMS when they come in. But we'll probably be discussing it again in the near future. Thanks for your concern. And to backtrack a little bit about quiet time, it is in the general rules of behavior within the subdivision. Quiet time is between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. except during peak season, April 1st through November 1st, to include Friday and Saturday nights, when quiet time is 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. At the discretion of the board, the same extension will be applied to the 4th of July holiday weekend. With that being said, we just ask that everybody be cognizant of their neighbors and considerate, and like I said, continued violations are likely to result in fines. So with that being said, anybody else have anything on the board?
Yeah, I do. In our permit process, we will be handing out cards that are laminated. So every time you come up and get a permit, you'll be handed this laminated sign. Needs to be posted on your property so that we can see it from the road. That way we know that you have a permit for the job that you're doing. And also that way it makes it easier for me to find the place. That's all I can say. Thank you very much. I'm trying to get the permits filled out as fast as we can. There's just been a lot of them coming in.
That will be in SOP in the near future.
Yes.
That it will be a requirement to post your permit. And there's very likely there's going to be some fines issued for people constructing, building, doing things of that nature without permits. So,
Russ wants to say something. Go ahead, Russ.
Do you remember, Craig, we used to do the permits, and we used to put them on the trees, we used to put them on the job sites. The wind would blow them off, people would come by and rip them off, makes it hard for us to locate those. Then we have to go back to the office or call the office and see what's going on. If you've got a better way of positioning these permits to where they're not removed.
The permits will be laminated. You can
Nail them.
bungee strap around the permit would probably be the best around a tree. One up high, one down low. That way they will stay on there. And when I get by there and I look at your property and make sure that the permit's been done and all the work is done, then I will take the sign down. And that will go in your folder, and that way everything's taken care of.
Okay, is this implemented as of today? The permits, when we get a permit or send a customer up?
As soon as it's put in the SOP, it will be made the law of the development.
Okay, so.
So as of right now, no.
As of right now, no, but it would be greatly appreciated.
Well, let's get the templates made.
Right.
We can start implementing them.
We have handed out some.
Yeah, so.
So just check with the office, they'll tell you what to do.
Check with the office, they'll let you know. It's just gonna make it easier for everybody. On that permit, it will also state what you're doing to your property. If you're putting up a fence, it'll say fencing. It'll say electric, it'll say, cabin, culvert, whatever.
as you stated, Russ, this was something that had been done prior. I don't know why it stopped. I don't know why it wasn't put into SOP, because, you know, any given board, you know, let's say 3 years from now, can go back and remove it from SOP. But in the meantime, we can't just say, you have to do this without actually putting it in writing. So we're going to be putting it into SOP and asking that everyone does it. If you go to any city, typically when there's a building permit issued, it's posted.
Right.
We ask that the same thing happens here, and for the meantime, we're going to ask people if they would do it, you know, until we get it in SOP, and then it becomes a requirement. As far as securement goes, that's solely upon the owner. You know, if our security goes by or one of the trustees goes by and sees something and there's no permit, first thing we're going to do is go to the office and see if there was a permit issued. If it was stolen or, you know, weather got to it, something of that nature, you know, that's a different story. Obviously, we'll know, well, if they were issued a permit, something happened to it, you know.
As a contractor, and I have a customer that lives out of state or unable to get down there, once they secure a permit through the office, as a contractor, am I allowed to pick up that permit with the owner's permission and put that on the property of which I'm doing the work on? Or does it have to be the property owner?
I don't see why.
I don't see why it would be a problem, as long as it's posted.
Yeah, as long as it's
and we know
posted.
that you filled out a permit to get the work done. I don't see any problems with it. I mean, you can put it on the inside window of your house or your cabin, just as long as we can see it.
Yeah.
That way nobody can steal it. The only problem with that is I won't be able to pick it up. We'll have to contact you some other way.
Right.
I'm not aware of any rules that, you know, if an owner were to call up to the office and say my permit was approved, can Russ pick it up? I'm not aware of any rules that says that you can't.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea for the owners to give permission,
Of course.
you know, for you to pick up the permit as a contractor.
I just think it's gonna be easier for everybody. That way we can find out who's not getting permits and who is doing the right things and who's doing the wrong things.
Who's doing work that's not?
And that way we can keep everything on the up and up and everything goes peachy keen down here.
It would help if each lot is lot block inspection marked too.
That is in the rules, however, people don't do that, unfortunately.
You have to show it?
Your lot block and section should be marked on your property.
Somebody ran mine over, but okay. Okay,
Anyone else? Ms. Gidget?
Come on up, Gidget, because if you guys are talking from the seats, the people at home are not gonna hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, it's hard for the video to pick it up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Up on South Woodland and West Woodland, I almost got T-boned. It would have been my fault, but I was creeping out off of West Woodland onto South Woodland because the trees and the overgrowth is so thick, you can't see South Woodland. And so I'm just kind of creeping out, little at a time, and I'm just lucky enough the car that come up there was not speeding. So that needs to be cleared out somehow,
There's several.
Woodland
because
and
it
South
blocks,
Woodland?
it's blocking the view.
There's a lot of places like
Woodland and
that.
South Woodland, you said?
Woodland and
I have
South
it written
Woodland,
down
right across
and-
from Larry Fletcher's.
Yep.
We've
I-
also been discussing more stop signs. I think there needs to be more stop signs
Yes.
out here, even if some of them don't,
Well, there's a stop sign there on West Woodland.
both of them though?
No, just on
See.
West Woodland.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. I think all these areas should have.
Yeah, I know what you're
stop.
talking about,
That way
and
you're really cutting
we'll
down
get
on.
on it.
On Canyon.
Okay, the
On Canyon,
maintenance
too.
liaison
On
and the
Canyon.
property manager are aware of it. I seen them both taking note
We'll
of it
get on
right
it.
now. And I'm not sure if everybody's aware or not, but a while back, we did buy a bucket truck to address issues like this. And Mr. Bacon is looking into buying a tractor and getting a sidearm for reasons just like this. We're seeing a lot of things.
Yeah, because
growing
I
up.
have to pull over way to the right and then kind of creep out and keep looking. And I almost got, but like I said, if the vehicle hadn't been, driving slow, I'd have been T-boned.
We're, like I said, we've already got one piece of equipment. We're looking at buying another piece of equipment just for these reasons, so. And in the meantime, maybe Scott can take a look at it and get it addressed.
Yeah, I put a request up there at the office
He's working on.
Thursday or Friday.
Okay, cool.
He's working on prioritizing work orders and seeing that they are followed through with and, there's follow-up on them. They don't just get stacked up.
Okay.
That's one of the big things Mr. Bacon's working on. What's that?
There's several intersections that are like that.
I was looking at those just last week.
So, all right.
Thanks.
Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion.
Second.
You got them started on it.
All in favor?
All right.
All right, thanks everyone for coming to the meeting.